Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our session this afternoon. We have an exciting master showcase session this afternoon about regional study options in Australia and its post-study advantages. And we're joined by Ms Saru Jindal, who is our operations manager in the Elizabeth Street branch in Aussizz Group, Melbourne. She's an experienced and a 𝐄𝐝𝐴C certified senior course advisor with over 7 years of specialist experience here in great hands today. So she has great knowledge of the international education sector. And through her skills and specialist knowledge, Ms Saru Jindal has helped countless international students in achieving their study goals in Australia. So make sure you engage with her. You leave lots of interesting questions for her, because not only will you be able to have all your questions answered by an expert, but you'll be eligible for a giveaway with us, because we have a contest which is going on at the moment, the bumper contest as well as a giveaway. So I'll leave the details on how you can enter. But for now, over to you, Saru.
Thank you, Riddhi. Thank you for that introduction. And welcome all of you to Aussizz Education Summit 2022 for Australia. So today's session is very, very popular, which is regional study. I mean, every student nowadays is looking to study in one or the other regional areas in Australia. And so first, I'll start off by sharing my screen. Please let us know if you're not able to see my screen. Just a moment, I'm sharing it now. So just want to make sure that everyone can see my screen. So regional study in Australia and its benefits. So that's the session topic and one of the most popular topic, because whichever student comes to us for a consultation, whether in Australia, onshore students, or even the students who are offshore, they are looking to study in one or the other regional areas of Australia. So obviously we'll try and understand why that is so, what are the benefits, and what are the various regional study options in Australia. First of all, announcing the bumper contest again, details Riddhi has already shared with you in the chat box, but just sharing the screen with you guys so that you understand what the bumper contest is. Please try and participate as much as you can. You can win up to $500 voucher, as well as you have some giveaway alerts. So for the person who interacts the most with us during the session, please put your questions in the chat box. That you have some interesting giveaways here, like PT, IELTS, CCL online coaching, a 485 visa consultation, a PR consultation free of cost, and obviously interesting scholarships if you're taking admission through Aussizz Group. So do participate, do interact with all of us during this session and also on your socials. Thank you. So regional study in Australia. Why regional study? I mean, why is Australia so focusing on students studying in the regional areas? As we know, Australia, it's a dream country for many international students. And this country is making a lot of strategies to develop the country. We know most of the population in Australia is situated along the three major cities which are mentioned here, that is Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. This is where the major population is focused, is based in. So the country is making a strategy to distribute the population, because Australia is such a large country, it has such large landscape, but then they want the population to be evenly distributed. So that is why the focus is on anything apart from these three cities. So anything apart from these three cities, which is Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, is considered regional in Australia. Now, this definition just came last year, and this was a whole revamp, in the education and migration industry in Australia, where anything apart from these three cities is considered regional. Yes, guys. So places like Adelaide, Perth, Gold Coast, Queensland, apart from Brisbane, whole of Queensland, apart from Melbourne, whole of Victoria, and apart from Sydney, whole of New South Wales, and every other place like Canberra, Tasmania, it is all regional. But then it is divided into three categories. So we'll be talking about those categories now. So as I said, the new regional definition, that is everything except Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane is considered regional. But then there is another category 2 and category 3 division. A category 2 division which is known as the cities and major regional centers, and a category 3 which is known as regional centers and other regional areas. Now, what is the difference here? Obviously, there's difference in terms of your migration options, Now, first I'll talk about category 2 here, which is cities and major regional centers. So major cities like Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Canberra, Newcastle, Lake Macquarie, Wollongong, Illawarra, Geelong, Hobart, all these are a part of a category 2 regional area. Whereas a category 3 regional areas are more, areas like Byron Bay, areas on the coastal regions, which are not major cities. But this division is done according to the postcodes, and these postcodes are mentioned on the Doha website, so you can always go and refer to that. But then, just I'm sharing just few points. For example, you study in a category 2, then you have an additional year in your post-study work visa. Whereas if you study in an area which is falls under category 3, so you have 2 extra years in your post-study work visa. So these are just few of the benefits, but then there are obviously additional benefits. You can always contact one of the RMAs or go to Doha's website and exactly find out what are your migration options if you're studying in a category 2 uh, regional area or a category 3 regional area. So how do you identify which is a category 2 or a category 3? It will be according to the postcode of the university campus where you're studying. And that list is available on the Doha's website. You can always check, cross-check for the postcode of the campus where you're studying. But in today's slide, when I go through various providers, I have mentioned their postcodes and also whether it is a category 2 or a category 3 regional area. So you can always cross-check on that as well. Now, the next thing, benefits of studying in regional areas. So why, as a student, you should study in a regional area? Obviously, everybody wants to study in Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane, which are the major cities. But then there are some benefits of moving and staying in a regional area and as well as studying there. The first and the foremost is lifestyle and culture. Now, obviously, when you stay in a regional area, it's much more relaxed lifestyle, your life becomes entirely different. There's no hodgepodge, there's no rush. The traffic is much, much lesser. So your lifestyle completely changes. And obviously, the culture is much more vibrant in these regional areas, is much more rich. So it's an entirely different life you will be living there. Lower cost of living. As a student, when you come to Australia, I do understand that you have to pay your tuition fees, you have to pay your rent, you have to take care of everything. So when you have a lower cost of living, obviously that builds up as an advantage for an international student, because the rental is lesser there, and the cost of living is lesser there. So definitely that is a huge advantage, as an international student, if you're looking for the cost of living. Pleasant academic atmosphere. Obviously, when you look at the campuses of all the universities in regional areas, you will see the actual academic, you will see those vast campuses which you always fantasize about when you are coming to Australia. You don't want, because when you study in Melbourne or these cities, you will have buildings as your campuses. There's no lush green gardens, and the campuses are very small, very congested. But when you actually study in one of these regional campuses with universities, you will actually find that actual campus feel in the university. And the atmosphere is more academic, because of the course choices which are available in these regional areas are very different as compared to the options available in the cities. Explore the real Australia. Obviously, if you're looking to spend time in the forest, the rainforests, or you're looking to explore the beach, so that is what Australia is. So if you are looking to explore the real Australia, the real feel of Australia, that is where you will actually find it. The last 2 points are obviously very important for students. That is additional years of post-study work visa. So as I discussed, if you're studying in a category 2, you get an additional 1 year of post-study work visa. But if you're studying in a category 3 area, the original area, then you get an extra 2 years of post-study work visa, which makes a huge difference. And then obviously extra points for migration if you are staying as well as studying in a regional area for 2 years. So all these points, all these benefits of studying in regional area are huge. All of them, I would say, each one of them is very, very important for you to understand and why you should choose a regional area over studying in any of the cities. So now we'll be going through each regional area, each state one by one and discuss what are the course options available in each regional area, what are the scholarships available, and also what are the major providers, the major courses, as well as the scholarships. So starting off with Victoria. Now, as I said, in Victoria, anything apart from Melbourne is considered a regional area, whether a category 2 or a category 3. But anything apart from Melbourne, so even if you go a few kilometers away from Melbourne, like you're staying in Geelong, you're staying in Ballarat, Shepparton, these are all regional areas within Victoria. So the major regional areas, as I said, Bendigo, Ballarat, Geelong, Shepparton, all these are considered regional. Um, Obviously, if you look at the benefits of studying in regional Victoria, more affordable living. Uh, as I discussed already, that more, the cost of living is lesser, rent is lesser, everything, it's more affordable studying and staying in a regional area. The campuses are large. If you look at the campuses of, Deakin University in Geelong, the Federation University in Ballarat, or the Bendigo campus of La Trobe University. These campuses are huge. I mean, very, very huge as compared to the campuses in the city in Melbourne. Unique course options. There are many, many unique courses available, research courses available in these regional campuses. For example, Federation University, they have their Masters of Social Work available in their regional campuses. La Trobe University has a nursing course available. King and Tafe has a Diploma of Nursing available in the regional area. So there are many unique courses which are available in these regional areas, which may not be available in the city of Melbourne. And obviously the visa incentives, as we discussed, the extra year of post-study work visa, as well as your extra points for migration. So all of these are really win-win points for you to be studying in regional Victoria. Now, coming to the most popular courses, nursing, as I said, is one of the most popular. So, diploma as well as bachelors of nursing is available in regional Victoria. Social work, masters of social work with Federation University. The bachelor's and a master's of teaching is available in regional Victoria as well. So, you're looking at early childhood education as well as secondary. Hairdressing, so diploma courses in hairdressing as well as beauty therapy is available. Trade courses like commercial cookery, automotive, painting, and even metal fabrication. So all these courses are available in regional Victoria and are one of the most popular courses. Apart from that, the management, marketing, these sort of diploma courses are also available. Now, when you talk about the major providers and scholarships, so Federation University has a campus in Ballarat, which is a category 3 regional area. So guys, if you're studying in Ballarat in Federation University, you get an extra 2 years of post-study work visa. And they have really good scholarships. They have a global innovator scholarship of 20%, which is available, and a global excellence scholarship of 25% available. Now, obviously, when you talk about scholarships, some scholarships are just entry criteria based, whereas the other scholarships may be academic based. So when we talk about entry criteria based scholarship, that means that if you meet the entry requirement of the course, if you're getting an offer letter of the course, that means that scholarship is guaranteed for you and you're getting that scholarship. Whereas when it comes to academic scholarship, that depends on your previous scores, maybe onshore or maybe even from your offshore studies, depending provider to provider. If some providers, they give even up to 75% scholarship if you have 95% and above score in your previous studies. So it all depends, but normally if you have 70 to 80% score in your previous studies, you get a scholarship of somewhere around 20 to 30%. So academic scholarship is based on your previous studies. And also there's this scholarship called Destination Australia Scholarship, which is available only with providers in regional areas. So this is a scholarship which is given by the Australian government called Destination Australia. There's always a separate application for it. And the amount for this is up to 15,000 per year. Now, every provider, every regional provider, I mean, not the vocational ones, but the TAFEs and the higher education universities, they provide this scholarship only for specific courses. So always check if you are studying in one of the regional universities you are applying, please check if Destination Australia Scholarship is available and do apply for the same. Okay, coming to the next regional provider, which is Trobe University. They have their campus in Bendigo, which is again a category 3 regional area. Deakin University's campus in Geelong, that is a category 2 regional area, so only one extra year of post-study work visa. 𝐤𝐴𝐵 Institute, which is the Bendigo TAFE, they have their campus in Bendigo and they do have a diploma of nursing available at that campus, guys. Veritas Institute Australia in Geelong, again a category 2, and they do provide cookery courses there. The Center of Excellence in Geelong, they have the painting and other trade occupations there. And then there's Everest Institute in Shepparton, which is a category 3 regional area. They have the automotive courses available. And also there's a Pakenham Institute, which is available. They have just recently opened a campus, and they do have automotive courses, these metal fabrication trade courses there. So that was about Victoria. Now coming to New South Wales. Now New South Wales regional has become recently very famous, and a lot of students are moving to not only Sydney, but apart from Sydney, the regional areas which are near to Sydney. So the major regional areas in Sydney are, in New South Wales are Albury, Wagga Wagga, Bathurst, Lismore, Coffs Harbour, Wollongong. So these are one of the most popular regional areas where providers have their campuses. Um, when you talk about regional New South Wales, uh, it is the largest and one of the most diverse regional economy in Australia. Anything apart from Sydney is considered regional part of New South Wales, and it is one of the largest regional areas, throughout Australia. The cost of living is very low, and it has a spectacular coastline. As you can see in the image here, all about regional New South Wales is very close to beach, and amazing beaches, really spectacular, and national parks. So if you actually, if even if you're not studying there, please go and pay a visit. It is amazing, and you would really love that coastline, and you would want to study there and stay there. Trust me on that. When it comes to regional New South Wales, what are the most popular courses? Nursing is the most popular course anyways, studying anywhere. So um, Diploma of Nursing available with TAFE New South Wales in the regional area, as well as the Bachelors of Nursing is available with a number of universities in regional NSW. Majorly, you can say CSU, Sturt University, University of Wollongong. Both of them have regional campuses, and nursing is available in multiple campuses. And really good scholarships, guys, 20 to 25% available for Bachelors of Nursing there. Then occupational therapy, social work, teaching, information technology, IT, and engineering courses. Then diploma courses in hairdressing and beauty therapy available as well as a lot of trade courses are available in regional New South Wales now, like commercial cookery, automotive, painting, wall and floor tiling, bricklaying and bricklaying, and also the advanced diploma of telecommunications, which is a really popular course for students who do not want any work experience, to get their skills assessed. So all of these courses are really popular in regional New South Wales. And I'll tell you, regional NSW is one of the most popular regional areas apart from Adelaide. And a lot of students are making that move. A lot of students I know have moved from Melbourne to regional New South Wales, especially to do the Bachelors of Nursing with Sturt University is very popular. And the Feb intake is still open because they have a number of campuses, and Feb intake for Bachelors of Nursing with CSU, there are still few seats available. So the major providers and what are the scholarships in regional New South Wales? So first and foremost is Sturt University. As I mentioned, it is one of the most popular universities in regional New South Wales, and they have campuses in Albury, Bathurst, Wagga Wagga, Dubbo, Orange, Port Macquarie, and they are all category 3. So category 3, that means you have an additional 2 years of post-study work visa. Now, depending whether you're doing bachelor's or a master's, obviously according to the new rule and new changes, you may get up to 5 years, you never know. But category 3 definitely means that you're getting an extra 2 years of post-study work visa, and all of these campuses for CSU. So CSU used to have their campuses in Melbourne and Sydney as well, but those campuses are no longer running. But they have currently all the regional campuses. Port Macquarie campus, if you talk about, that is very, very close to Sydney. And, students, they sometimes even travel to Port Macquarie. They stay in Sydney, they just travel to Port Macquarie for their classes. So all of these campuses, and as I was telling you, Bachelors of Nursing, which is one of the most popular course with CSU, it still has seats available for February intake, and only some of the campuses are having seats. They run Bachelors of Nursing in all of these campuses apart from Orange, but then Port Macquarie, I remember they have seats, and one of the other campuses has few seats as well for February intake. And they offer a 30% scholarship, which is known as the International Student Support Scholarship. The next very popular university in regional NSW is Southern Cross University. Now, Southern Cross University, they do have their main campus in Gold Coast, but then the regional campuses in New South Wales are Lismore and Coffs Harbour, and both of them are category 3. So category 3 again means an extra 2 years of post-study work visa. And both of these campuses, they have amazing agriculture and engineering courses. And for their engineering courses, Southern Cross University is so popular that they give 15,000 per year scholarship. So that means if you're doing the Bachelors of Engineering with them for 4 years, you're getting a total of 60,000 scholarship. And every student who applies for Bachelors of Engineering with SCU in one of these campuses definitely gets that scholarship. So this is not an academic scholarship. As I was mentioning earlier, it is an entry criteria based scholarship. So every student who's applying for this engineering course, they get this 15,000 per year scholarship. So total of 60,000, which is amazing. But apart from that, Southern Cross University has really good scholarships. So there's a regional scholarship of 5,000 per year. There's another scholarship of 8,000 per year, which has recently come, and that is an academic-based scholarship. And also there's an outstanding academic scholarship of 15,000 per year. I've only mentioned, the couple of popular scholarships here, but then as I mentioned, the amount is 5,000, 8,000, or 15,000 per year, but they have different criterias of scholarship. They even have a scholarship of women in leadership. So for any females out there who are looking to study with Southern Cross University, they do have a special scholarship for you as well. So that is about the major universities, but then there are other universities like University of Wollongong, University of New England as well, who have regional campuses in New South Wales, and they do have interesting courses like nursing, social work, teaching available with them in the regional areas. Coming to the next provider, that is Tafe Nsw. Tafe Nsw has really, really good courses available at vocational level, and they have a number of regional campuses like North Coast, Hunter Valley, Central Coast, New England, Western NSW, Illawarra, and Riverina. So these are the regional campuses for Tafe Nsw, and they offer up to 25% scholarship. Now with TAFE NSW, this 25% scholarship is on a case-to-case and academic-based scholarship. So it's not available for every student and not for every course as well. But then with TAFE NSW, the Diploma of Nursing in the regional area is very popular, and it is only available with one of the regional campuses. But then the seats for that course and the regional campus gets full really quick. So if you talk now, the next intake is already full. So you're looking at the intake after that. But they do have like a quarterly intake for that course. So it's not just 1 or 2 intakes. There are around 4 to 5 intakes. But then the intake also depends on the campus. There are different intakes for different campuses. So you always need to check with your education consultant carefully which campus and which intake you are going for, and make sure the campus that you choose is a regional campus, because they do have campuses which is within Sydney as well, and those are not considered regional. So always make sure you check that very carefully. Now, the next provider in regional New South Wales is called Peach Institute. Now, this they have a regional campus called Tweed Heads, but then when you it is a category 3, but then this campus is really far off from Sydney. It is just at the border of New South Wales and Queensland, so it is more towards Queensland. But then they do have what you call trade courses, cookery available with them. But if any of the student is really looking to move, to go to 𝐸𝐴𝐻 and stay there, this provider really has cookery course available there. Now, the next is Actors College of Theatre and Television. They have a campus in Wollongong, and they do have some vocational courses available with them, trade courses like wall and floor tiling available. But then there's another provider who has opened the Advanced Diploma of Telecommunications, which is New Era Institute. They have recently opened their regional campus as well, which is in Windsor. And Windsor campus is considered regional, but it is very, very close to Sydney. So a lot of students, they stay in Sydney, but they just go for their classes, and especially their practical classes, because most of the theory classes are happening online these days because of the COVID situation. But then for the practical classes, they do travel. So these were the major providers when we talk about regional New South Wales. For higher education, a lot of university options available: CSU, SCU, University of Wollongong, University of New England. As I mentioned, a lot of university options available in regional NSW. And as well as for vocational, a lot of providers are opening up their campuses. Tafe Nsw was already there, Peach Institute, Actors College, New Era Institute. So a lot of providers are making that move to regional New South Wales and opening up their campuses there. So yeah, we have discussed Victoria and New South Wales. So let's come to Tasmania. Again, one of the really, really beautiful places in Australia to visit as well as to stay. But the entire state of Tasmania is regional. So wherever you are studying, whether you're studying in Hobart, you're studying in Launceston, the entire state is regional. Now, if you think you are a person who enjoys great outdoors but doesn't mind the cold, but at the same time is budget conscious, then Tasmania is the place for you. It's the place if you enjoy outdoor activities like hiking, cycling, fishing, kayaking, rock climbing. So any person who is adventurous and you're looking for really outdoor activities, then Tasmania is the place for you. A very relaxed environment there, a very laid back sort of, a lifestyle. But at the same time, if you are budget conscious, that means the cost of living in Tasmania is very less as compared to the cities of Melbourne, Sydney, and, Brisbane and the like. So if you're thinking of moving to Tasmania, yes, consider all these factors, obviously. But the entire state is regional, so it doesn't matter where you are studying. Now, in Tasmania, what are the most popular courses? Starting off, nursing is always been popular. So, nursing in Tasmania is available with TASTAFE. But then do consider that TASTAFE has very, very limited seats for Diploma of Nursing. Okay, so Diploma of Nursing only with TASTAFE. But they have very limited seats, very few seats for international students, and they are very strict when it comes to their entry criteria. So they do look out for students, obviously 7 each, in IELTS, PT, OET, whatever it is, test you take, it is mandatory. But then apart from that, they do prefer students who have some sort of academic background or experience in health or community sector. So I've seen students who have a bachelor's or a master's of accounting, and if they do not have any relevant work experience, they TASTAFE did not accept such profiles. So, students who are working in aged cares or who have done courses like Certificate 3 in individual support or aged care sort of courses, those are the kind of profiles which TASTAFE accepts for Diploma of Nursing. So do keep that point in consideration. And they only have 2 intakes, which is February and July intake. So the February intake was already full, I'll tell you, in October or November last year. because there is only one provider, so that is a kind of competition with very few seats, and February intake was full. So last year December itself, students started applying for the July intake, and trust me, that is going to be full very soon as well. So do consider this point when you are looking to study Diploma of Nursing. But Bachelors of Nursing, of course, available with UTAS. The only university in Tasmania is the University of Tasmania. Next is social work, which is available only with UTAS again. Laboratory medicine. Guys, this course, Masters of Laboratory Medicine, very, very popular course. And only, this course has to be accredited by 𝐸MS, which is the assessing authority. And in Tasmania, this course is only available with UTAS, an accredited course. And apart from that, within Australia, this course is only accredited with RMIT. So there are only two universities at master's level. Bachelor's level, Bachelor's of Biomedical Science or Bachelor's of Laboratory Medicine is available. The accredited course is available with a number of universities. But when it comes to master's level, so any student who has, a pathology background or laboratory medicine background and is looking to work as a medical laboratory scientist, they have to do this course called Masters of Laboratory Medicine. And there are only two universities in Australia which have this course accredited. As I said, one is RMIT in Melbourne, and the second is the University of Tasmania in Tasmania. Okay, the next is community services. Diploma of Community Services is very, very popular in Tasmania because it is part of their priority list. As every state has its own list. So Tasmania has a list of priority occupations, and they only consider, students who are studying those courses or working in those industries. So community service is one of the most popular course in Tasmania, a Diploma of Community Services, which is 1.5 to 2 years, and it has a lot of placement hours which are involved. There are a number of providers now which are offering the Diploma of Community Services in Tasmania. Tafe is one of them. Then there's a provider called RGIT. There's a provider called Reach College, and a number of other providers like VTI, Vocational Training Institute. They also have a Diploma of Community Services in Tasmania. Horticulture, again, one of the priority industries in Tasmania, and there's only one provider who offers this course. They have a certificate for as well as a diploma in horticulture available. So guys, if anybody of you is interested, in horticulture, then definitely that course option is available. There are a lot of students who move to Tasmania to study this course. And trade courses available there in Tasmania: commercial cookery, automotive, building and construction. All these courses are quite popular in Tasmania, and a lot of students who go there to study these trade courses. Okay, now major providers and the scholarships. As I mentioned, there's only one university in Tasmania, which is the University of Tasmania, but a very, very popular university, I'll tell you. A lot of students, they go to study there. A lot of students even go to study in Tasmania for business courses and IT courses. Their MBA is quite popular. But as I said, if you're looking for, some niche courses like nursing or laboratory medicine, social work, these kind of courses are available with University of Tasmania, and they have the current scholarship which they are offering. I am sure there are a lot of other scholarships which are being offered by the university, but then the most popular scholarship for international students at the moment is Tasmanian International Scholarship, which is up to 25%. And University of Tasmania, time and again, they do offer some relocation bursaries as well, up to $1,000 or even free accommodation for some of their courses. In between, they had this free accommodation for any students who are looking to study IT with University of Tasmania. So please always check on their website, talk to your education consultant, what sort of scholarships are available, and what sort of scholarships you are eligible for. There could be some entry-level scholarships, there could be some academic scholarships, Destination Australia scholarships. Definitely please check whenever you're moving to any of the regional universities, and even some relocation bursaries if they're available. Sometimes some regional universities, they do offer first 2 weeks of free accommodation, so at least it helps you get settled down when you move to a regional area. It helps you get settled down there for the initial 2 weeks, and you can use that time to find out an out of campus accommodation for you. Then there's another higher education provider, which many students are not aware of. It's called Top Education Institute. So apart from University of Tasmania, this is the only higher education provider in Hobart, and they have a master's in accounting course. They don't have any other higher education courses. They do have a campus in Sydney as well, but they have only offered the masters of accounting in Hobart, and that is a category 2. Now, TASTAFE, as I said, they have a lot of courses. They have courses in nursing, community services, IT, and diploma of management, business. Those sort of courses are available with TASTAFE. And they do have a lot of campuses. They have hospitality and patisserie courses as well. And their facilities for hospitality and patisserie, commercial cookery and patisserie are amazing. They have their own on-campus restaurant where students practice, and they do their placement hours there as well. So, 360 hours which are required are included as a part of the program. And you actually get placed into really good hotels. So their placements are pretty good as well. And they have a number of campuses, as I mentioned: Hobart, Launceston, Newham, Invermay. Now, my pronunciation may be here and there for these campuses, but then different courses are available at different campuses. So always cross check which campus your course is available at, and where is it located. When you're moving to regional area, this is very, very important to do some background checks to know about what are the job opportunities available in that regional area. When I moved there, where is this location? Where is it located? Because, as you know, the most popular in Tasmania is Hobart and Launceston, but when it comes to the other regional areas, obviously they'll be a little further off from the major cities. So always cross check where you are moving to, where is your course available, because some of these providers, they have a number of campuses. Now, apart from that, there are other vocational providers like Technical Institute of Victoria, TIV, as I mentioned, and this is the provider which has the horticulture course. So a certificate 4 and a diploma in horticulture available with TIV, and they have a campus in the South Launceston, and that is a category 3. So category 3 means another 2 years. So an extra 2 years of post-study work rights. And then there's a provider called Orange International College. They provide the building and construction course in Hobart. Vocational Training Institute, which has a campus in Hobart. They have automotive as well as the Diploma of Community Services available. Then AIBT, which is Australia Institute of Business and Technology. They have a campus in Hobart. And they have also another college called Reach College, the AIBT group. They have a college called Reach College. And they have a number of courses like they have cookery, they have patisserie, diploma of community services, they have diploma in IT, they have business, and such courses. And one of our sessions today, which is the regional courses in Tasmania specifically, the what do you call, the marketing managers from Reach College, they are going to join us. So if any one of you is interested, to know more about the courses available with them, you can always join that session and have more questions answered, and you have detailed discussion. Then there's Australian Sovereign College, which is again has a campus in Hobart, a category 2 there, and they have a diploma of community services and management. Now, these are just a few vocational providers which I've mentioned in Tasmania. There are a number of other providers as well. Australian Capital Territory. Just give me a moment. I'll just grab a glass of water. I've been tired speaking for half an hour non-stop. Just give me a moment. Okay, so we have discussed Victoria regional areas. We have discussed Victoria NSW. Sorry, regional NSW. And then we have spoken about Tasmania. As I mentioned, the whole of Tasmania is regional. Now we'll be talking about our Australian Capital Territory, which is Canberra, which is the capital of Australia. So entire state of ACT is regional as well. So wherever you study, but obviously mostly students, it's Canberra where the students move, which is again the national capital of Australia, a really small, city to live in. You travel in a car half an hour, the city is over, but then a lot of students are making that move to Canberra now. Let me tell you, Canberra became very, very popular just a couple of years back when when they started off with this regional um migration. But then even now, a lot of students, they make that move. And when we talk to our RMS, they say that it's very stable, when it comes to their migration policies. Um, so they have their own sort of a matrix which students choose, and they consider their points according to that matrix. But then a lot of students, they move to Canberra just to study even the professional year program, or just to study 1 year course, any sort of course like Diploma of Management, Leadership in Management, or Diploma of Business. These sort of courses are very, very popular in Canberra. Now, when it comes to the other salient features of Canberra, obviously it's known for its attractions. The parliament is located there. It's known for its festivals and events because being the national capital of Australia, a lot of national, a lot of festivals and a lot of events which are of national importance to Australia, they do happen in Canberra. It is very well connected. The city is very well connected with public transport and very affordable to live at. It is one of the safest cities. It is always come up as one of the safest cities to live in Australia. Okay, now the most popular courses in Canberra, nursing will, I mean, every state that I'm moving to, I know I'm saying nursing, but then can't go without nursing. It's the most popular course these days. Diploma of Nursing in ACT is available with Canberra Institute of Technology, which is the TAFE Canberra, and also there's one private provider recently who have opened their Diploma of Nursing in Canberra. So apart from these two, diploma is not available anywhere. Then the teaching course is quite popular there. IT, community services, as I said again. And then the leadership management and business courses. These two courses are very, very popular. Sometimes students, they just need to study a 1 year course in Canberra. So they choose this diploma or an advanced diploma of leadership and management, or a package of both of them, for 2 years, on a diploma and advanced diploma of business. A lot of trade courses have recently been opened in Canberra. A lot of colleges have opened their campuses there and are including trade courses now. So courses like commercial cookery, building and construction, painting, and even carpentry is available in Canberra now. So when it comes to the major providers and the sort of scholarships which are available, um, university campuses, there are few university campuses. One is University of Canberra, which is available, and then there's Australian Catholic University, ACU, which has a campus in Canberra as well. Now with University of Canberra, it is a category 2. So Canberra itself, the city is a category 2 regional area, so you get an extra 1 year of post-study work visa, and all of these are located in Canberra. So with the University of Canberra, it has an international course merit scholarship 25% and an international high achiever scholarship of 20%. Now, both of these are academic based scholarships, so it all depends on the entry criteria and what is your percentage in your previous studies, whether in Australia or outside Australia, overseas. They look at that academic, and accordingly you may get this scholarship. Now, TAFE Canberra, which is the Canberra Institute of Technology, they have a lot of courses available. Their Diploma of Nursing, as I said, is very popular. But let me tell you, with Canberra Institute of Technology, that their Diploma of Nursing, the application process is a little lengthier, because they do want all the students to have your, uh, you know, immunizations done at the application stage. With every other provider or TAFE, your immunizations or your police clearance, all sort of things are required before joining, so after the application. But with TAFE Canberra, they want all those requirements to be fulfilled at the application stage. So if you are considering studying Diploma of Nursing with TAFE Canberra, please make sure that you have ample amount of time and your visa is not expiring anytime soon, because the application process, especially for this course, is a little lengthier. But they do have very other popular courses available, like they do have leadership management, marketing, HR diplomas. Their diploma of IT is quite famous as well. A lot of students, they move there to study the diploma of IT with them. And they do have the beauty and all those courses available with them as well. Now, when it comes to the other vocational providers, there are a lot of providers now. For example, Crown Institute of Business and Technology, popularly known as CIBT, and they do offer a 10% COVID discount, which is basically a bursary available to international student because of the situation which is in COVID and the hardships which students are facing at the moment. Then there's another college called Capital College, which has these leadership and management and business courses, CBTC, and then there's Unity College. Now, as I said, the CBTC college has a lot of trade courses available, like carpentry and building and construction, automotive, cookery. So all these sort of courses, trade vocational courses, are available in Canberra. And when it comes to ACU, they have very limited course choices available in Canberra. So please always cross-check on the courses which are available, because they do have other campuses as well. So each campus has very specific, number of courses which are available. Okay. So that was about ACT, which is Canberra. As I said, vocational, higher education, both are available. Trade courses, nursing again is quite popular in Canberra. But a lot of students, if they're looking to study vocational courses, they just move there to study 1 year, these diploma of leadership management or a diploma of business, or even just to study a professional year, because that is also considered, in Canberra, that you've studied there for 1 year. Okay, one of the most popular regional areas, South Australia. It is become one of the most popular regional areas. I'll tell you that. A lot of students in recent years have moved to Adelaide to study whether vocational or higher education, and this city is developing like anything. It is developing really, really quick. So major regional areas in South Australia, obviously being Adelaide being the capital and the major city, um, but considered regional. So if you say Adelaide, you would never think of that. It is a regional area in Australia. But yes, anything apart from Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane is considered regional. But yes, Adelaide would be a category 2 regional, so you only get an extra 1 year of post-study work visa. But then still, you get that regional advantage. The other regional areas is Barossa, obviously known for its winery, Kangaroo Island, again one of the most popular tourist destinations in South Australia. Now, South Australia, in 2021, it was the third most livable city in the world. It is Adelaide, known for its affordability, exceptional winery tours. One of the most famous winery tours in South Australia is the Hunter Valley in Adelaide. And then plenty of jobs available. Let me tell you that in some regional areas, you may have problems when you're looking to find jobs. Especially in regional areas like Tasmania or Northern Territory, you may have such issues, where you may not be able to find the job of your choice. It's not that jobs are not there, not available, but yes, depends on the area. You may have jobs in, factories, or you may have jobs in agriculture. But then when it comes to Adelaide, there are plenty of jobs available in healthcare sector. A lot of students, they work in aged cares, in Adelaide. A lot of students working in hospitality and tourism sector. So these are the most popular, but then plenty of jobs available. You can find a job of your choice in Adelaide, because it is, I would say it's a city, but considered as a regional area, and a very, very planned city to say. So, what are the most popular courses in South Australia? Nursing, again, the most popular ones. Diploma and Bachelors of Nursing are available. Diploma of Nursing is available with a couple of providers, but then it's very difficult to find seats for the next available intake. I mean, for Diploma of Nursing, if you are looking to study in Adelaide, it is such popular that you may not find seats for a couple of months. Obviously, there are monthly intakes and some providers have quarterly intakes. But then if you're looking now to study in Adelaide for Diploma of Nursing, you may not find any seat till July intake. And we are in February right now. So That is how popular Diploma of Nursing is in Adelaide. Number of providers like TAFE South Australia has Diploma of Nursing. Then there's a provider called Southern Cross Education Institute. There's Equals. So a couple of providers there, but then yes, there is limitation on the number of on the seats available. So always make sure you make these plans well in advance. Please don't plan to study the Diploma of Nursing last minute. Some courses are such popular that there is scarcity of seats. Bachelors of Nursing is available there with universities. Obviously, there's Flinders University, University of Adelaide, University of South Australia, as well as Torrance University, who has a Bachelors of Nursing course available. But then again, February intake is no longer available. So you're looking at July intake or February 2023. IT is very popular. A lot of students, they make that move to South Australia where they study a Masters of IT in other cities, and they move to South Australia by taking 1 year credit because I think the state requirement is only studying 1 year in IT, but you can always cross check with one of the RMAs to understand better on that criteria. But then I see a lot of students who study in Melbourne for 1 year for Masters of IT, and for the remaining 1 year, they move to South Australia in Adelaide and study the remaining 1 year. The Social and Community Services, again, very popular course there, Diploma of Community Services. Trade courses, cookery, automotive, carpentry, painting, very, very popular there. Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction Design is very popular, the 2 years advanced diploma. And then the 2 years advanced diploma of telecommunications is a lot of students, they move there to study this telecommunications course because there's a lot of job opportunities available. They study this course for 2 years, they work in the industry, they work in the telecom industry, and then they look for their migration options. But then this course is very popular. Individual support certifications like Certificate 3 in individual support, students do study this course there as well. They study in hospitality, which is commercial cookery, and they study the wet courses of a diploma and advanced diploma of leadership and management and diploma and advanced diploma in business. So as I said, all these courses are the most popular ones in South Australia. As you can see, mostly of them are vocational courses which students go there and study. But then for higher education, nursing and IT, I would say are the most popular ones in Adelaide or South Australia. Okay, now coming to the major providers and scholarships which are available there. So when it comes to the public universities, there are 3 universities in South Australia, which is the University of South Australia, Flinders University, and the University of Adelaide. They have campuses in Adelaide, which is category 2. Now, when it comes to these universities, most of them, they just offer academic merit scholarship, which is 25 to 50%, again, depending on the university. And the scholarship is based on your previous academic results, whether onshore or offshore. Some of them, they just consider onshore studies, some consider a combination of both. So depending on the university and the course that you choose, there are different scholarships available, but most of them are just merit-based scholarship. And then there's Torrance University, which is one of the private universities, very, very popular amongst international students in Australia. They have a lot of scholarships available. Mostly for their business courses, they offer a 15%. So they have entry criteria scholarship as well as academic merit scholarship. Normally, the students who study business or project management or IT courses with them, they get a 15% standard, which is called an entry criteria scholarship. That is, if you are applying, you're definitely getting that scholarship, that is guaranteed. But then they do have an academic merit scholarship. So if you have really good GPA, in your onshore studies or good percentage in your offshore studies, or even if you have high IELTS, if the entry requirement for the course is 6.5, but if your IELTS score is 7, they do offer an academic merit scholarship up to 25%. So some students, they get 20%, some students get 25%, all depending on what your previous scores were and what your English score was. And they do offer up to 30% scholarship on their business courses, especially for their Brisbane campus. Actually, they offer a standard 30% scholarship. But they have a variety of courses available with them. They have masters in management, they have an MBA, they have masters in global project management, they have engineering management, they have masters in information systems, artificial intelligence, software engineering, and they do have a bachelor's of nursing in Adelaide, which is very popular. But guys, no seats for February intake for now. There may be seats coming up. We never know, because sometimes, some students, they have a COE, but then last minute they do not meet the entry criteria or they do not join. So some seats do come up, closer to the intake. So always keep a close contact with your education consultant to see if you are interested to study with them a bachelor's of nursing. But then, yes, as I said, Bachelors of Nursing is the most popular course in Adelaide, and Diploma of Nursing as well, but there is always a scarcity of seat there. Next, TAFE South Australia will have plenty of courses available. Diploma of Nursing, they have really good bachelors in engineering. They have agriculture courses available, all sort of diplomas in IT, engineering as well. Um, if you have done a certificate 3 in engineering fabrication and you're looking to upskill yourself, they do have a diploma in engineering available, which you can, upskill yourself to, or you can find something to study relevant. If the state authority requires you to study something relevant, that is something that you can study with TAFE South Australia if you have an engineering background. I'm telling this because this is one of the most popular courses with TAFE SA. And they do offer Destination Australia scholarship as well as bursaries time to time. So we can always cross check what kind of bursary is available with them. And let me tell you, for one of their hospitality courses, they do offer up to 100% scholarship for one of the regional campuses. Please check if that is something you are interested to study in. They do offer up to 100% scholarship, so that means nothing to pay to them from the tuition fees. So the next provider is IIBIT, which has the courses, which runs courses for Federation University. So IIBIT is one of the regional study centers in Adelaide for Federation University, and they do offer some of the courses of Federation University at their campus in Adelaide. And they offer a scholarship of 20 to 25% for both onshore as well as offshore students. The courses which they have is mostly business, accounting, and in IT as well. IT, as I said, is one of the most popular courses in Adelaide. Apart from nursing, a Masters of IT, really popular there. Next provider, again a higher education provider, it is Kaplan Business School. Uh, they have campuses, this Kaplan Business School, they have campuses throughout Australia. So South Australia, they have a campus in Adelaide. They do offer scholarships of academic scholarship excellence up to 30%, a health work frontline scholarship of 50%, and an onshore transfer scholarship of 10%. Now, I'll tell you their courses. They have business, as you can say, it's a business school. So they have courses in business, accounting, and even business analytics. One of their most popular course is 2 years MBA, which is a 12 subject course with them, but still accredited for 2 years, so you get your full post-study work rights there. But then that course is very popular because, first of all, it is just 12 units. So you are only doing 2 units per trimester. And plus, it has 6 specializations, and really some interesting ones like entrepreneurship, healthcare management, and even women in leadership. So that is one of the most popular ones. And as I mentioned, they have a health work frontline scholarship of 50%. So any student who is working in the healthcare sector, if you want to study that MBA in health service management with them, you get 50% scholarship straight away. A lot of students have applied for this, and it is one of the most amazing and the most popular scholarships which Kaplan provides. And yes, academic excellence scholarship, again, depending on your previous education history, but a lot of students do qualify for this one. They just need you to submit a 1-page SOP as to why you want to study this course and why you should be eligible for the scholarship. Then these are the higher education providers in Adelaide. Then when it comes to vocational, there are plenty of options there. Equals International, as I said, really popular for the Diploma of Nursing. Ironwood Institute, Durban International, Skills Australia, and TAFE South Australia. They offer bursaries and early bird discounts time to time, but then a lot of course courses available in vocational sector, business management, trade courses like automotive, cookery, carpentry, painting, all available. Advanced diploma in civil construction design, advanced diploma of telecommunications engineering. Both these courses are very, very popular and are available in South Australia now. Um, Diploma of Nursing, Diploma of Community Services, Individual Support Certificate. All these courses are very, very popular, and all these course options, are plenty in South Australia. So yes, that was about South Australia, higher education providers, universities, and as well as vocational providers. And one of the most popular regional areas to study in Australia, Adelaide is very popular, but then again highly competitive, especially for nursing. So if you are looking to study a diploma or a bachelor's of nursing in Adelaide, please make that choice sooner because seats are very limited there, and a lot of students are choosing that option. A lot of students, when they study diploma of nursing, simultaneously they are working in aged care, and that sort of experience does really help you out. Okay, so we have discussed four regional areas already. We'll be discussing Northern Territory and Queensland. Then we'll be going through each of these areas now. So Northern Territory, but guys, I would just like to say that in between that if you have any questions, I'll be taking all those questions at the end of the slides. We'll have plenty of time, so don't worry. But make sure that you put down those questions in the chat box, so that we have plenty of time at the end to go through those questions. Or if you want me to repeat any of the state or any of the area, you can always mention that in the chat box. Just give me a moment, guys. Just take a water break. Okay. So the next regional area that we're going to talk about is Northern Territory, or NT as we like to call. Again, the entire state of Northern Territory is regional. And the university option in Northern Territory is only CDU, which is Charles Darwin University, but one of the most popular universities and highly ranked in that case. Um, One of the representatives from CDU will be here with us today at the session, which is starting at 2 p.m., which is about the regional study options. So, in this session, we are discussing all of these regional states, all of these states in a gist, but covering all of them. But then we have detailed session about each state where university or the provider, the representatives from these states would be joining us. So if you have any detailed question about any of the states, you can always join that session as well. So for CDU, their recruitment manager Cheryl will be present with us from 2 p.m. to 2:30. So she'll be here from 2 to 2:30 today in our session, which is especially about the Northern Territory. So if any of you is looking to study with CDU, and has any specific questions regarding CDU scholarships or the courses, you can please make sure that you attend that session so you can ask that question directly from her. But yes, as I was mentioning about CDU, it's ranked top in the top 2% of the world's university, and especially in the low, I don't know why it's written here, lowest employment rate in the country. It's actually one of the highest employment rate. Really sorry about that, about that error here, but it has one of the highest employment rates in the country. Um, their graduates, they get really good job, especially the students who study social work with them, or who studying hospitality with them. Yes, they do have commercial cookery in their Alice Springs campus. And a lot of students, they study there and get really amazing employment opportunities there. Um, and it has one of the highest graduate employment rates in Australia. Now, Northern Territory is also known for their popular festivals, such as the Darwin Festival or the Darwin Beer Kangarakata. I don't know how to pronounce that, but then this festival is an annual festival and it is amazing. What happens is that you actually get beer cans, so empty beer cans, and you make a vessel out of it. So anything that floats on water. So you collect as much beer cans as you get, even plastic bottles. So anything, and you make up a vessel or a boat, any sort of a vessel that basically floats on the water, and they do like a race for it. So it happens annually and a really, really interesting festivals. Obviously, a lot of other activities they do keep happening during these festivals. But then, apart from that, obviously, Uluru. I mean, who hasn't heard of this exceptional outback? I mean, I've never seen it, but I definitely want to see. It's one of the most famous places, one of the most famous, views that anybody could see. So definitely, I'm sure, when you think of Darwin, you think of, oh, the weather is quite extreme there, how to live, how will be the living conditions. But you can always, when you are looking to move to Darwin, you always look at the bright side of the things. And with Charles Darwin University and the courses which are available and the kind of student support this university provides, is really good. And the scholarships, especially the Destination Australia scholarship, quite competitive with them, but a lot of students do get that scholarship. So one of the most popular courses in Northern Territory. Uh, the first and the foremost is computer science, which is a bachelor's in computer science, which is available. And it is one of the most popular courses. IT computer science is very popular in Darwin. Then environmental engineering is one of the really popular courses with CDU. So a bachelor's of environmental engineering, because uh, you have the place there, you have the landscape there actually to study these sort of niche engineering courses. Anything apart from, normally when you talk about engineering, you talk about civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics, these sort of engineering courses. But then when it comes to these environmental engineering or niche engineering courses, these are mostly available in regional areas, in regional universities, and they have really good facilities for such engineering courses. If you're looking to do research, in engineering, you should be choosing any of the regional university campuses, because you will find amazing projects there and something that you can really work on and build up your career. As I mentioned earlier when we were talking about regional New South Wales, CSU has really good engineering courses in their Coffs Harbour and Lismore campus, and they're giving a scholarship of 60,000 for 4 years, which is a really, really good scholarship. So these regional universities, they are known for such niche courses. Whenever you're thinking of studying something like that, always consider regional universities. Now, MBA is very popular with CDU as well. Then nursing and teaching. I'll tell you, nursing and teaching are very, very popular with CDU. They do have a bachelor's of nursing and they do have a master's of nursing as well. Now, there are many universities which have master's of nursing course, but always choose the master's of nursing course very carefully, because the course should be accredited by AFRA. When it comes to CDU, they also have two masters of nursing. Now, one of them leads to registration as an RN, but the other one is just to upskill yourself. If you are already a registered nurse, but you're looking to upskill yourself, that is the course you'll be selecting. But if you're looking to get yourself registered as an RN, please make sure you check AFRA's website for the list of accredited courses. There's a drop down there. Go through that list and please make sure you select the right course. Select the course which is accredited. Otherwise, you may not be able to get yourself registered as an RN in Australia. So as I was saying, Bachelors of Nursing and Masters of Nursing very popular with CDU. They do have these courses available in Darwin as well as in Sydney. But February intake was full last year itself. In November last year, both their bachelor's and masters of nursing got full, both the campuses. So look at the importance, look at the popularity of this program. Again, the next intake is February next year. So as I said, if you're looking to study next year as well, please start the application process now itself, because this course is so popular, and seats are very limited. So these courses get full in advance, 3 to 4 months in advance sometimes. Teaching, they have a Masters of Teaching available as well as a Bachelors of Teaching. Again, one of the very popular programs with CDU. And please remember that when it comes to teaching, and if you have studied a Bachelor's or a Master's in Australia, they do give you an English waiver. So, if you have, if you do not meet the IELTS requirement, because they have these courses, they have a high IELTS requirement and a high English requirement. But for teaching programs, especially, CDU has a lot of pathways for English waivers. So please do check out on that and talk to your education consultant if you are eligible for any English waiver because of your studies in Australia. Hospitality. So they do have commercial cookery, certificate 3, certificate 4, and diploma. A lot of students are not aware of this course offering available with CDU, because when it comes to universities, students always think that they only have higher education programs, but they do have some really good vocational programs as well. So this hospitality course is available in Alice Springs campus and is one of the really popular programs with CDU. But then obviously, because it's a university, so entry criteria are a little different, if you are moving from some other field, say for example you have done a Masters of Accounting, you have completed your 485, and now you're looking to study commercial cookery with CDU, you will have to really explain your case well, why you're moving the switch to hospitality now after studying bachelor's and a master's in accounting. Or if you have some gaps in your studies, or your visa is expiring soon. So in that case, if you're looking to study commercial cookery with them, you'll have to really, really explain your case well. But then if you have done a Bachelor's of Business and are looking to study hospitality now, that's a very simple scenario. You can easily explain in your SOP why you're looking, because maybe you're looking to open a business in, hospitality, you're looking to open your own restaurant. So such sort of explanations are easier. But when it comes to a change in your career, you're moving from one stream to another, accounting, IT, and now you're moving to hospitality. Those sort of cases, you will really have to explain well. Now, apart from that, there are other wet courses available. Not a lot of course choices there when it comes to Northern Territory. So basically business, leadership, and telecommunication. There are not a lot of providers, vocational providers in Northern Territory. So not a lot of course choicing as well. But then the basic, if you're looking to study a 1-year diploma of business, or a diploma of leadership and management, or even a telecommunications, those sort of courses are available there. So, what are the providers in Northern Territory? So, when it comes to higher education, the major provider is Charles Darwin University, CDU, as I mentioned, and a Category 3. So, Category 3, so, anywhere in Northern Territory is basically a Category 3. So, that means an extra 2 years of post-study work visa. So, wherever you study, either you study in one of the vocational providers, or even with CDU, it's a Category 3 location. Now, as I mentioned, CDU has really good scholarships. So they have a high achievers scholarship up to 50%. So that is amazing. But then it is a high achievers scholarship. So you really have to portray your case. There is a special application for this. You have to submit a separate application, and you really have to win over your case. Now, when it comes to CDU scholarships, I'll tell you the kind of students who actually get these scholarships are the ones who have a really good portfolio, as in they have not only good academics, but they are also good in the extracurricular activities. You may be participating, you may be part of some clubs in your university or even in your back home. So you really need to build up your case. So if you have any such sort of achievements, any accolades of such kind, please submit them along with your application, because that will make your case stronger for getting a CDU scholarship, because they consider an overall portfolio of the student. They just not consider just the academics, but they look at the overall profile of the student. So as I was mentioning about CDU scholarship, they have a high achiever scholarship up to 50%, global excellence scholarship, which is 50% for the first year and then the 10% for the following years. a Global Leader Award Scholarship, which is again 25% for the first year, but then 10% for the subsequent years. And they have a Global Achiever Scholarship, which is a 15% for first year only. As you can see, a lot of scholarships available. All of these are academic based scholarship. For CDU, you do not have, like a guaranteed or an entry criteria scholarship. They only offer an academic based scholarship. And all of these scholarships, the amount is different because it depends on your academics score in your previous education. So depending on your score, you may get a 10%, 15%, 20%, or even up to 50% scholarship as in high achievers. And then the vocational providers in Northern Territory, first is the IH Sydney, which is International House Sydney. They do have a campus in Sydney, Melbourne, and a campus in Northern Territory, Darwin as well. Then there are other colleges like Australian City College and Australian Careers College, but then very limited course offerings there. You may not find all the trade courses in Darwin. You may find only commercial cookery or the telecommunications course or the generic diploma of leadership and management. Okay, so that was about Northern Territory. So, guys, any questions so far? Please make sure you put it in the chat box. I'll take the questions at the end of our presentation, which we are getting to very soon because there are only two states left, which is Western Australia and Queensland. So, Western Australia, again, the entire state is regional, but then some may be category 2, some may be category 3. But then what are the major regional areas in WA? So Perth. Now, again, it's just like when you think of Perth, you don't think it's a regional area because Perth is such a famous city and such a vibrant city. But it is a regional center, so a category 2 regional area, which gives you an extra 1 year of post-study work rights. So that is one of the major regional areas, but then there are other regional areas also, and the universities there, they have campuses in multiple locations. But Perth is considered one of the safest cities to live in Australia and provides really good quality education. They're pretty good. They're really good universities which are there in Western Australia. Now, Greater Perth has been ranked the most affordable major capital in Australia. It is really, the cost of living in Perth is really low as compared to other regional areas as well. And Perth has been ranked 6th as the world's most livable city in the world, and it is a leader in science and innovation. Again, when you think of Perth, it may not be a very large city like Melbourne or Sydney. It is obviously a smaller city, but then a really vibrant city and a really laid back sort of an atmosphere there. But then people who come from Perth or students who move to Perth, I've seen that a lot of them don't move back to the cities of Melbourne and Sydney. They really like living there and closer to Bali as well. So most of the people who live in Perth, they have their weekend holidays at Bali. And closer to rest of the world, I would say. I mean, we living in Melbourne are so far off from the other world, but people living in Perth, they are closer because of their geographical location. So regional Western Australia, what are the most popular courses? Nursing by far is the most popular in Perth. Universities like University of Western Australia, Curtin, Murdoch, ECU, University of Notre Dame, they all have, nursing courses available, whether it's bachelors or they have plenty of masters of nursing courses available as well. And another course which is very popular in nursing is the conversion course in Western Australia. Western Australia provides a 1 year conversion course for internationally qualified nurses and midwives. So any student who has a registered nurse, qualification, they have a bachelor's of nursing in their country and they are registered nurses and practicing in their country. So they are overseas qualified nurses. If they are looking to become registered in Australia, they have to go through the OBA program, obviously, which is a newer program, and a lot of students are still little hesitant to do that because it has two steps. So one is you clear your NCLEX exam, and then you have your OSCE exam. So clearing NCLEX is still simpler because it's a multiple choice questions, but then for OSCE, because it's a practical based exam, and it is only available, the practical is only available in Adelaide. And because of the COVID situation, it was on pause for so long, and it was very difficult to find, availability of the next seats. So students still prefer to do the 1 year conversion program in nursing, which is available with a couple of universities in Perth. But then February intake is already full, and the next intake is July. So if you are an internationally qualified nurse, you have a bachelor's of nursing, you have some experience, and you have been working as a registered nurse in your country, and you are looking to become a registered nurse in Australia, please consider Perth and consider this 1 year conversion program. So it's basically a bachelor's of nursing program. You get 2 year credit, so you only have to study 1 year with them. Next is obviously other courses like computer science, engineering, very, very popular there, IT, teaching, social work, the early childhood teaching as well, very popular. So all of these courses are available with universities, as well as vocational courses are available in Western Australia. So let's talk about the major providers. First, I'll be talking about the higher education providers. Obviously, the universities there, which is Murdoch University. Most of the campuses are a category 2, and they offer a 20% onshore international scholarship. So guys, this is not an academic scholarship. This is an entry criteria based scholarship. So every student who is applying to Murdoch would definitely be getting this 20% onshore international scholarship. Next is ECU, which is Edith Cowan University. Again, they have this nursing conversion course as well, but they offer a 20% onshore student scholarship. But this scholarship is not available for nursing courses with them. Curtin University, they offer an academic merit scholarship of 25%. Guys, I've only mentioned here few scholarships, but each of these universities, they have many more scholarships available. Some scholarships may be available for some particular courses only. Some scholarships are available for onshore students, some for offshore students. And during this COVID times, many universities, they did offer a scholarship for studying online, when the borders were closed. But now, because the borders are open and the international students have started traveling, so those online scholarships are no longer available. But then there are scholarships available for offshore students as well. And then there's University of Notre Dame. Southern Cross University has a campus in Perth as well, and they have courses like business, IT, accounting available in their Perth campus. And EIT, which is Engineering Institute of Technology, they have niche courses in engineering, and they are accredited by Engineers Australia as well. Guys, with this EIT, if you are looking to study engineering, please consider studying with them because this provider is a higher education provider and really, really popular for their engineering courses, and they don't offer any other courses. So it's like a niche provider for engineering. So when it comes to vocational providers, I've listed only a couple of providers here, but there are a lot of providers in Western Australia. So I've mentioned Lead College here, which does provide the OBA program as well, and a couple of other programs. Stanley International College, then there's Stotts College, which is the front cooking school, and a lot of other colleges available in Western Australia, and a lot of course offerings available, like there's Apera Institute, and courses like Advanced Diploma of Telecommunications, automotive, cookery, such sort of, you have more course options available there. All these sort of diplomas like Diploma of Leadership Management or Diploma in IT, Diploma of Management, HR, these sort of courses are available there as well. And obviously there's Tafe Western Australia, which has some really unique course offerings with them. So this was about Western Australia. I would again like to mention about the scholarships. Please make sure that whenever you apply to any of these regional universities, you always make sure that you check the scholarships and do check out the Destination Australia scholarship. And if you are eligible, because for Destination Australia scholarship, there's always a separate application. Please make sure if you think you have good academics, good extracurricular, do apply for that scholarship because the value of that scholarship is up to 15,000 per year. And all of these regional universities, they have that scholarship available for one or the other courses. Okay, so coming to our last state for today, which is Queensland. Again, Queensland, anything in Queensland apart from Brisbane is considered regional. So, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, one of the most popular destinations, tourist destinations, all of these are regional. And a lot of regional universities are there in Queensland, like University of the Sunshine Coast, Central Queensland University, JCU, a lot of other University of Queensland. So a lot of these university options are available, and a lot of higher education private providers are there in Queensland as well. So when we talk about the major regional centers in Queensland, obviously the Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast, these are the two most popular regional areas in Queensland. Queensland's capital ranked number 10th as the world's most livable city in 2021. So all of these regional areas. Now, why I'm showing this, ranked number 1, number 2, or number 10th in the world's most livable city, because consider that you're living in a regional area. You're living in a regional city, but still it is considered as the most livable city. Like Adelaide still considered as the third most livable city. So all of these places are amazing to live in. It's not like you are living in a place where you don't have any transport, or you don't have any jobs, you don't have any sort of facilities. All of these are well serviced, and really good facilities. You'll find all the shopping centers, everything, all sort of facilities are there. Public transport is great as well. It's just that it's not that crowded. You have a such sort of relaxed atmosphere there. You have better university campuses there. You have better academic, you have unique course offerings, and plus, obviously, the cherry on the cake is you have your extra migration options available. You may be getting extra points, you may be getting extra post-study work visa years, and plus many more options. You are eligible for the different what do you call, state and regional area sponsored visas as well. Now, when it comes to Queensland, Queensland is a place of rainforests, it's a place of reefs, it's a place of beaches. It's amazing tourist destination. A lot of people from cities like Melbourne, Sydney, they always try and go to Queensland for their vacations, because it's such a relaxed atmosphere. And it is Australia's second largest state as well, so such a huge area there. It is excellent healthcare system and plenty of part-time job opportunities, such as healthcare, hospitality, community services. In manufacturing, mining is one area where a lot of job opportunities are available in Queensland. Construction and agriculture as well. So a lot of students, they work in agriculture as well as in construction in Queensland. So job opportunities, as I was mentioning, in Adelaide, same way in Queensland as well, you can find the job of your choice. So you have plenty of job options available there. Okay, now regional Queensland, what are the most popular courses? In regional Queensland, the most popular courses, again, nursing, as I said, Bachelors of Nursing is very, very popular in Queensland. When it comes to University of the Sunshine Coast, I'll tell you, they have this unique program called Bachelors of Nursing Graduate Entry, which is a 2 years program, and it is for students who have their education, their bachelor's in anything apart from nursing. So say, for example, you have done Bachelors of Accounting or a Bachelors of Business. You don't need to do a 3 years bachelor's of nursing. So if you are not eligible, sometimes students, they do masters of nursing because it's a 2 years duration. They'll be eligible to become a registered nurse sooner. But the University of the Sunshine Coast, they have this Bachelors of Nursing Graduate Entry program, which is a 2 years program, and it is for students who have studied anything apart from nursing. But then they do have the normal 3 years Bachelors of Nursing course available as well. And there's one more thing when it comes to nursing, which I would like to mention here, is that you need to always make sure that you meet the English criteria, because it is IELTS 7 each or equivalent score in PTE or OET. And plus, if you have done a diploma of nursing and you are an enrolled nurse in Australia, you do get 1 year credit straight away. So even if you have done a diploma of nursing 5 years back, but you're still an enrolled nurse in Australia, you do get 1 year credit and you only have to study the 2 years bachelor's of nursing. Now, again, the next program quite popular is teaching. Social work, the Masters of Social Work is again available with University of the Sunshine Coast. Engineering, as well as the business and management courses. Now with Queensland, you do have universities as well as you have vocational providers. So we'll be talking about the providers in a bit here. Now, as I was mentioning, there are a lot of university options available, and they do have, their locations in regional areas, which is both category 2 and category 3. So please make sure if you are considering studying in a university in the regional areas, please check whether it is a category 2 location or a category 3 location, because obviously if you're studying at a category 3 location, you get an extra 2 years of post-study work visa. So coming to the providers, the first providers is Southern Cross University. As I mentioned when we were talking about New South Wales, Southern Cross University, they have two campuses in New South Wales as well, which is the Lismore and Coffs Harbour, and both of them were category 3. But they do have a campus in Gold Coast as well, but it is a category 2 campus. And the scholarships that they offer, as I mentioned earlier, they have 5,000 per year, 8,000 per year, and 15,000 per year. Unique scholarships available. Now, regional scholarship 5,000 per year. This is the entry criteria scholarship, so that means every student gets it. Whereas when it comes to other scholarships, some scholarships are unique to the course offerings and some are academic based scholarships. So again, depending which course you are applying for, what is your previous academic, accordingly, you will be getting a scholarship of 8,000 per year or 15,000 per year. But with the Gold Coast, I should mention that the Southern Cross University, they have two very unique courses available. One is called a Graduate Diploma of Early Childhood, which is a 1 year course, but because it has those number of placement hours which are required by AITSL for your skill assessment, you can qualify to become a teacher in early years. So it is just a 1 year program, and it doesn't need to you don't need to have any sort of academic background to study this course. Any student from any background, be you have done a bachelor's of business, a bachelor's of IT, a bachelor's of accounting, social work, nursing, anything, doesn't matter, you can study that 1 year graduate diploma of early years, graduate diploma of teaching in early years, and you qualify to become a teacher. And I'll tell you, if you have done a 3 years bachelor's and plus that 1 year of graduate diploma, your English requirement for AITSL is also waived off. So consider such sort of unique courses. That is why I was mentioning, when you are studying in regional area in one of the regional universities, they do have such sort of niche courses available, which are not available, which may not be available in other cities. The other unique course which Southern Cross University Gold Coast campus has, it's called a Diploma of Health packaged with a Bachelor's of Nursing. So as you know, for nursing, you need to have a 7 each in IELTS or an equivalent score in PTE, OET, or TOEFL. But if you have a 6.5, sometimes students struggle. They just skip that point 0.5 mark. Then you can study this Diploma of Health Science, which is a 1 year program, and during that 1 year you keep on working on your English and try and get 7 each. And after that 1 year, if you have 7 each, you can directly enter into second year bachelor's of nursing. Now, I forgot to mention that this course offering is also offered by CDU in their Alice Springs campus. So they do have a Diploma of Health Science leading to the second year Bachelor's of Nursing. So if you are looking to study in Darwin in nursing but do not have 7 each, have a 6.5, you can study that course with CDU. And the same course is available with Southern Cross University, but it is only available at their Gold Coast campus. So please make sure you always check the campus, because sometimes students, they think, oh, SCU, they have campus in New South Wales, let me apply for this course. But that this course is not available in their Lismore or Coffs Harbour. It is only available in Gold Coast. Okay. Now, next is University of the Sunshine Coast. As I mentioned, their social work is quite popular. Their nursing courses are quite popular. Engineering courses are quite popular with the Sunshine Coast as well. And they do have category 2 and category 3 locations. So depending on, some courses are available at multiple locations. When it comes to nursing, it is available at both category 2 and category 3 locations. So please make sure you always check. And some of the locations are more popular, like the Sunshine Coast. Bachelors of Nursing available at the Sunshine Coast location is one of the most popular, and that campus always gets full the first. So, you need to make these course choices well in advance. And the unique course, which I mentioned, was the Bachelors of Nursing Graduate to Entry, which is the 2 years program for students who do not have a nursing background. And they offer a 15% International Student Outlook Scholarship. This is again an entry criteria scholarship. So if you get an offer, you are guaranteed to get a 15% scholarship, and that is for the entire program. Next university in Queensland is Central Queensland University, as we popularly know them as CQU. Now, CQ has multiple campuses throughout Australia, but they do have a lot of campuses within Queensland. And again, that is a category 2 and a category 3 campuses. The most common campus in Queensland is the Townsville campus, and they do have a lot of course offerings there, guys. They have nursing, they have social work, they have research courses available, and research in plenty of areas. And with CKU, the unique advantage for the Masters by Research is that they have intakes every month. So it's not like you have only one intake a year or two intakes a year. You can start at your own pace. So anytime you feel like you want to start with CKU in research, you can start. You can start at your own pace. And plus, they do have pathways for the students who do not meet the entry criteria for masters by research. They have the graduate certificate and graduate diploma courses in research for you to give for them to give you a pathway into masters by research. And obviously, but if you're applying for a research course, the application takes longer time. It's not like you apply today, you get the offer tomorrow. It takes up to 1 month, and sometimes even 1 to 2 months. So you first need to submit your EOI, and if it gets selected, then you submit your research proposal. But then with CQU, they do help you find a supervisor. So if you are not able to find a supervisor for yourself, they will definitely help you out there. But then, yeah, coming back to CQ Scholarship, they offer a 25% scholarship for the entire course. And again, this is an entry criteria scholarship. If you get an offer, that means 100% you're getting that 25% scholarship. It is a guaranteed scholarship, and that is throughout the course as well. You just need to keep passing your subjects, of course. Then next is Holmes Institute. They do have a campus in Gold Coast. Now, Holmes is quite popular in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, but then they do have a regional campus in Gold Coast as well, which is a category 2 campus, so an extra 1 year of post-study work visa. And they do offer 10 to 15% international scholarship, again, depending on the course that you apply for. Okay, that was about all of these regional areas. Um, I'm sure I've ended the session a little sooner, but we have spoken in detail about all these regional areas. So I would just like to uh, again go over a few takeaways that all of you can take from today's session is um, first is when it comes to regional areas, please don't think that you are going to live where you won't have anybody nearby. You're going to live in a secluded areas. The regional areas in Australia, they have really good facilities. Obviously, you'll have a different lifestyle. You'll have a more relaxed lifestyle. But then all these regional universities or regional providers, they have unique course offerings, some really niche courses in nursing, social work, agriculture, engineering. These sort of courses are available in regional universities, and some special scholarships. As I'll mention again, the Destination Australia Scholarship, which is only offered by the regional universities and regional TAFEs. Please do always check and apply for this scholarship, and always make sure that you select the course. You always check the course information very carefully and talk to your education consultant which campus this course is available in, and make the decision sooner. Please don't wait till last minute, especially if your visa is expiring. If you're applying for places like Adelaide and you want to study nursing there, whether be it diploma or be it a bachelor's of nursing, there is scarcity of seats. There are very few seats available. Please apply. Make that decision at least 6 months in advance, I'll tell you, because you won't find seat for another 3 4 months. You're looking at next 6 months when you're applying. When it comes to Tasmania, if you're thinking of studying Diploma of Nursing with TAFE and you are on your TR right now, please find work in a relevant field or study something which is relevant. You could study courses like Certificate 3 in Individual Support, you could study aged care courses, or you could start working in an aged care as a PCA. So always talk to your consultant and have this information with you that what, especially if you are on your temporary residence visa on your TR and you need to study something or work something, please use that time very wisely. Or if you're thinking of studying in on your TR, please choose the course. Make sure that the course doesn't need any work experience later on, for which you may not have full work rights later on. Okay, and when I was talking about Diploma of Nursing in Canberra, there's a private provider now who offers this course. But if you're looking to study in CIT, which is Tafe Canberra, they have a lengthy admission process for their Diploma of Nursing. They want you to have your immunizations, your police clearance, Australian AFP, your overseas police clearance, all those things managed at the time of application, and which takes longer. It may take up from somewhere between 1 to 2 months for your application to go through. So keep that time handy. And when it comes to these sort of niche courses, places are always limited. So keep that extra time with you when you are applying for such courses. And yes, there are advantages of studying in regional area, whether you consider a regional center, a category 2 or a category 3, an extra 1 year or an extra 2 years of post-study work visa. Please always talk to an RMA and consider your options wisely. And I will just like to remind again to all of you, please, if you still have any questions, I'm still here. Please put in your questions in the chat box. And we have this contest going on, the bumper contest, where if you share your session insight with us in the comments and in the story on your socials, and don't forget to tag Aussizz Group and use hashtag Education Summit 2022 and hashtag Aussizz Group, you may win a bumper prize of $500 or $300 or $250. Excuse me. Riddhi would be putting the details of that in the chat box. She would have already shared that. So please share that on your socials. And also we have a giveaway alerts for people who who are most interactive in the chat box. So please do ask questions. We have free giveaways like PT, IELTS or CCL online coaching, 485 consultation, PR consultation, and scholarships for your admission up to 50%. So that's it from my end. Thank you, guys. I'll be taking over the questions now. You're on mute, Riddhi.
Thank you so much, Saru, for going into great detail about all the scholarships, the benefits of every regional area, and not just that, but going into just sharing insights about what life could potentially be like just beyond education as well. So thank you so much for that. We've got a lot of questions. So Disney asks, what are the occupations that don't require work experience while, applying for any sort of permanent residency later on?
Disney, in regards to PR, of course, I would advise you to consult with one of our RMAs or attend one of our, migration sessions, because this session was mainly focused on education. But then I do know that, getting your skill assessment through courses like Advanced Diploma of Civil Construction or Advanced Diploma of Telecommunications, you may not require work experience. And for doing courses like nursing, you can get your registration as a registered nurse directly. You just need a 7 each for these sort of courses, engineering and stuff. But then again, it depends on how many points you're looking at, whether you may need your work experience, to gather more points, or the state, visas or regional visas like 190 or 491. Each state and regional area has its own requirement. So for some particular occupations, even though you do not require work experience for skilled independent visas, you may require for state or regional sponsored visas. So I would suggest to talk to one of the RMAs at Aussizz who can advise you properly regarding such occupations in detail.
Thank you so much, Saru. The next question is from Kumesha, who's asking, uh, if I live in a category 3 area, but the university is in category 2, how many years of post-study work can I get?
Again, Kumesha, I would advise you to speak to one of our RMAs here in regards to, what exactly goes into the category 2 or category 3. Like, as far as I know, you don't need to stay in that category, but still, I would suggest to speak with one of our RMAs, because I know for extra, points for you to gather in regional study option, you need to stay and study there. But for extra years, I would really suggest to speak to one of our RMAs.
Alrighty. So the next one is also from Kumesha, who's asking about the popularity and prospects for teaching jobs, the secondary teachers in Australia.
Kamisha, I would like to say that working as a secondary teacher is one of the, if you look at the job statistics, it is really, really popular and a lot of jobs available. So both secondary and early childhood, they're very popular and there's a lot of demand. I mean, if you go to Seek even today and have a look at the job options, job opportunities for teachers, they are huge, huge. Um, so not only at secondary level, but early childhood, primary, the demand for teachers is really huge, especially during these COVID times. This demand has doubled up, I would say. So if you are thinking of doing a teaching course, I would say definitely you're looking at great graduate outcomes and great salary outcomes as well, because the salaries for teachers, they are highly paid in Australia, and they start from somewhere around 60 to 70,000.
Okay, so the next question is from Isha, who wants to know if she changes her course from Master of Health to Master of Nursing, does she need to change her visa as well? And what are the possibilities of a credit transfer in this scenario?
Thank you, Isha, for that question. So, if you're moving from Masters of Health to Masters of Nursing, you are maintaining your AQF level. So, in that case, you do not need to apply for the visa again. You only need to apply for the visa again if you are downgrading your education level. That is, if you're moving from a master's to a bachelor's, or you're moving from a bachelor's to a diploma level qualification. But here, as you're maintaining your AQF level, you do not need to apply for the visa again. And the new COE is automatically updated in the Prism. So you do not need to keep on updating the department if you're changing. But then the possibilities of credit transfer here are very low, because going from Masters of Health to a Masters of Nursing, there are hardly any units, which you may get credits for, because Masters of Nursing is an entirely different program, and they are more practical based units as well. There may be one or two unit, which you may get credit for, but not a lot that you're looking at.
Okay. The next question is from Isha as well. She is saying, does she need an accredited Master of Nursing course to become a registered nurse?
Yes, Isha. As I was mentioning in the PPT as well, whether you're studying a bachelor's course or a master's course in nursing, always make sure that the course is registered by AFRA. So when you go to AFRA's website, there's a link you'll find for a list of approved programs. I'll just search and I'll put that link as well here. So, you can go on that link and you can search on the approved courses. So it's not only for nursing, but for any sort of health occupations like physiotherapy, occupational therapy, any sort of allied health courses as well. Whenever you look at studying any of these courses, please make sure that they are registered, because if these courses are not registered, you will definitely not be eligible to become a registered nurse in Australia, especially for Masters of Nursing, because a lot of universities, they offer Masters of Nursing programs which are not accredited. So those programs are basically for you to upskill yourself as a nurse if you are already a registered nurse or you have worked as a nurse or in healthcare sector. But then those not all the courses are registered. So I'm putting
Thanks,
a
Saru.
link here. have put a link in the chat box from AFRA's website. So when you go there, there are a few drop downs. So you can select multiple options, but then select the registered nurse, and you'll find a list of all the universities and their relevant programs which are registered.
Thank you, Saru. The next one's from Kelvin, who is asking about the best universities in Canberra and Sydney that offer a master's in project management.
Sure. Now, when it comes to Canberra, there are not a lot of options there because there's only two universities, which is Australian Catholic University and University of Canberra. But then, Riddhi, was it about Masters of Project Management? Or
Yes,
just
that's right. Masters of Project Management.
So let me just quickly check that for you. University of Canberra offers that. Just give me a moment. Yes, so yes, ANU is in Canberra as well. How can I forget that? Australian National University, but they offer the Masters of Project Management, but you won't find project management with HCU or University of Canberra in Canberra. Yeah, University of Canberra in Canberra. Now, when it comes to New South Wales for project management, you'll find plenty of university options there because a lot of universities in Sydney. Uh, Obviously, if you're looking for, something which is more economical, more affordable, you're looking at Torrance University, which is one of the private universities. They have a Masters of Global Project Management, which is a 2 years course. But then pretty much every university, like CSU does offers a Masters of Project Management. Then Macquarie University do offer a Masters of Project Management as well. It all depends on what your ultimate goal is and are you looking at anybody who's specialized in. But when you look into project management also, those courses are always accredited by APS, so you do get those specialized skills, and some universities do offer internship options available. So whenever you're choosing a particular university for a Masters of Project Management, always have a look at if they have any internship options available and what are the graduate outcomes of that university.
Alrighty. Sajid wants to know what are the courses available for pharmacy, as he has done Bachelors of Pharmacy in India, and what are the options that will help with immigration in the future as well.
Sajid, if you have a Bachelor's of Pharmacy, I would suggest you to definitely apply for the Masters of Laboratory Medicine. As I mentioned, that course is available with RMIT and University of Tasmania, and a really good course because you can upskill yourself and become a medical laboratory scientist. And that occupation, I mean, it's not only good from your migration point of view, but it is really good from your career point of view as well. If you look at the salaries of working as a medical laboratory scientist, it's basically, the national average salary of Australia is 1,460 per week, 1,460, but of working as a medical laboratory scientist, it's somewhere close to 2,000 per week, which is, you are earning nearly 8,000 per month, which is an amazing package. But at the same time, what is the job of a medical laboratory scientist is basically you're working behind the scenes, and you are doing all the research that goes into, making medicines, research into overcoming injuries, and you actually help I would say the 70% of the decisions which are made by a doctor. So a really good occupation and a pretty good course to study. So you can either choose RMIT, but that is in Melbourne. But if you're looking to study in a regional area, I would suggest to apply for UTAS.
Thank you, Saru. Disney has another question. They say that they are an accounting graduate in Victoria. Is it better for them to find an accounting job in a regional area or study a different course in a regional area while they're on their TR? And this will help them towards their permanent residency.
Yes, see Disney, definitely I would suggest you to speak to one of our RMAs here when it comes to, what is better from permanent residency point of view if you are an accounting graduate in Victoria. But definitely, but if you look at the general criteria, definitely if you're doing a job in a regional area, that state or that regional area would definitely be giving you a preference as compared to the other candidates. But which regional area you should be choosing, or you should be studying a different course course, I would suggest to speak to one of our RMAs in regards to that in detail.
So Kumesha has one more question. Is there a disadvantage if she does teaching in a non-popular university?
That's a very interesting question, Kumesha. There's nothing like a non-popular university. You know, every university has their own sort of niche courses or some courses that they're really popular for. What do we mean by popular courses is exactly some courses which they have, you know, I would say a relevant advantage over other universities. They may have better facilities, they may have better graduate outcomes, they may have better faculty. So if you are looking to study teaching, please always consider all these criterias in choosing a university. Now, if you're thinking from migration point of view, please select which regional area is better for studying teaching. But if you're looking from your career point of view, always look at the faculty, the kind of faculty that university has, the kind of graduate outcomes that they have in teaching, you know, and any sort of research projects if they are ongoing in that particular field. So consider all these options whenever you're choosing a particular university.
Alrighty. So next question is from Isha, who's asking about the Masters of Public Health and the Masters of Nursing being available at the Liverpool campus of University of Wollongong.
Sure, I can quickly check that for you, Isha. Just give me a moment. Okay, first of all, I like to just say that the Masters of Nursing, which is offered by University of Wollongong, it's not one of the registered courses. So if you are looking to work as a registered nurse, or if you're looking to get yourself registered in Australia, then that is not a course that you should be choosing because that course is just to upskill yourself. So please make sure you always choose the course which is accredited, and I have shared that link in the chat box. But yes, the campus for Masters of Nursing is the Wollongong campus in University of Wollongong. Now I'm looking for the Masters of Public Health. Yeah, again, the Masters of Public Health is available at the Wollongong campus as well.
Alrighty, thanks for the info, Saru. Sadaf wants to know what are the best options after completing a Faculty of Science from Pakistan with biology, physics, and chemistry, and which university is the best to offer scholarships for undergraduate programs?
See, if you have done science subjects, it depends what your interest area is. Um, Obviously, the first and foremost, I would say, which is the most popular course is nursing, Bachelors of Nursing. Will be the, you know, if you're thinking from migration point of view also, that is one of the popular courses. Or you could also be studying, looking at Bachelors of Biomedical Sciences, after which you can become a medical laboratory scientist, as I discussed earlier. But then there are other courses available like physiotherapy, Bachelors of Physiotherapy or a Bachelors of Occupational Therapy. These are sort of allied health courses, you know, which not a lot of students are aware of, but then they have really, really good graduate outcomes. You get really good packages. Plus, these are sort of rewarding careers. I would say if you're actually helping out people, and at the same time, I would say if you're working as a physiotherapist, occupational therapist, kind of brings a smile on your face at the end of the day because you are actually helping somebody on a daily basis, and your salaries are good as well. So the salaries in working these occupations are definitely higher than the normal average salaries, and you have those opportunities on a global scale. So you may not find job opportunities just in Australia or just in your country, but maybe any country throughout the world, because health sector is definitely booming and a lot of demand, a lot of jobs are available in this sector. So I would say nursing, biomedical sciences, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, or you know, speech pathologist, such sort of courses are the ones you may be looking at. And when it comes to universities, I would say, obviously, look at all those factors, consider all those factors, consider the location from your migration point of view, and consider the graduate outcomes, the faculty, the research, more than the rankings, when you're thinking from education, from your career point of view.
Our last question for today, Saru. Shade wants to know, because she missed this information in between when you were talking about it, which university is waiving off the English/IELTS requirement for teaching and in which region?
Shachi, it depends on whether you have studied anything in Australia or not. If you have done a bachelor's or a master's study in Australia within the last 2 years, then there are some universities who waiver the English requirement, like ACU, Australian Catholic University, and CDU, which is Charles Darwin University. But then depends. But in generic, the English requirement is not waived off, but it depends of if you have studied a higher education and you've completed that study in Australia.
All right, that's it for the questions today, Saru. For all of those of you who have joined our session this afternoon and stayed throughout, thank you so much for that. We'd love to hear your feedback. Can you, if there's something that we have missed out in the event schedule, please let us know for future events, because we do them every 6 months. And if you enjoyed today's session with Saru, please do let us know as well. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Saru.
Yes, thank you. And last, I'm just putting my email ID here, just in case, you have any more questions, you can always email that to me. And please do provide an honest feedback. Riddhi has already shared the link here with all of you guys. And do join us for the upcoming sessions. So we have, if just in case, any of your questions was missed out today, we do have detailed sessions on each of these regional areas following 2 p.m., which is already time, and you can join any of those sessions. Thank you.